Welcome back to Finding Home, the show where we explore the journeys of people from around the world on their quests to find our own homes. Today's guest is someone that's lived in Korea for a long time. He's a brother from Iran originally, and he has a very interesting story to tell today. Please welcome Mohammad.
Yo, man, nice to meet you. My name is Mohammad. And I've been living in Korea for 14 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm a fellow Muslim, trying to thrive in this country. Not easy.
It is not, but welcome to the podcast. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Actually, it was a special chance, I guess.
Yeah,
Somebody bails out and I have time today, yeah.
I appreciate it, honestly. But it's great to hear your story. I know a little bit about you, but it'd be great to start from the beginning, Let the people know, how did you come here? I guess you came here as a kid, so tell them your story of coming to Korea.
I was 7 years old. My dad, he's a scientist and he's a professor, so he went to a seminar in Hong Kong or China, I'm not sure, I don't remember well. But he got recommended as a professor for a university in Korea, Hansong University, and he was invited to become a professor for 2 years. But he was coming here alone. He was like, damn, I'm going there for 2 years, let me just take my family for a vacation. And we stayed here, and at the start, it was hard to get used to the Korean culture, especially because I don't know why they put pork in everything. Sometimes I even look at cookies and bread, or the triangle samgakkimbap, yeah. They put pork in the ones that only have fish in it, and I was like, damn, bro, let me eat something.
Honestly, it's that's one of my biggest headaches out here, because I love food. You've even seen, everyone knows I make food content. I love my food, so for me, I hear it, bro. It's tough out here. So, but you came from Iran, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like, kind of changing? Because you were at an age where I'm sure you can remember what life was like in Iran.
Yeah, for sure. So everything I remember from Iran was super good. Our country, everything's super cheap. Food, in Korea, you buy one apple for 3,000 won. That's $2, right? In Iran, you can buy 3 kilograms with the same price.
Damn.
And I do not come from Tehran, our capital. I come from the old capital, Isfahan. And everything's super cheap over there. It's super historic. Everywhere you go, people are super nice. They're warm. And we have good buses, good subways everywhere you go.
Wow.
This is a good point to know. Korea only has good stuff in Seoul, Busan, and the big places. Other places you go, there's no public transportation. So yeah, everything I remember was amazing. When I came to Korea, I actually kept telling my dad I want to go back, because it was hard to get used to everything over here. As time goes by, I don't know, how long have you been in Korea now?
8 months.
8 months, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel the longing of wanting to small talk with people on the streets, or the warmth you feel?
I definitely do. I think being I don't know, there's certain countries, there's certain places, for me, when I go back to Lebanon for a vacation, or I'm around even my Ghanaian family, when I'm around the ethnic side of my family, the warmth that you get around that is so nice. Even just being around family generally is nice, obviously.
For sure.
But I feel there's a certain hospitality in those sort of places where you can just make small talk, you can speak to anyone, they'll invite you for food, for tea, for coffee, whereas here everyone's kind of in a rush.
Yeah, in a rush, yes, but there are reasons that I will tell you about. But they just try to avoid each other, and there's a reason. There have been many incidents. People didn't even do nothing much. They were just crossing paths, and they hit each other, and they call the police on each other because they get good money from it.
Okay.
It's not something everybody does, but it's something easy to do here. But in our countries, if you bump into somebody, if you call the police, they're not gonna catch you right away. But because the law here is very strong, and I like it, it's super safe. They have CCTVs everywhere, but at the same time, some people misuse it. So number one, and number two, there was many incidents actually. The guy needs CPR, and he's on the floor. Somebody saves him, they sue him.
Really?
Yeah. And because of many incidents like this, people started avoiding each other, I guess.
That's kind of sad. I feel it takes away the humanity aspect of things, the community aspect of being amongst people.
Definitely.
I think America have a similar issue because it's almost the suing culture, I guess you could say, where because the civil law over here is like so easy to get money, people obviously will abuse it when they can.
Yeah, and secondly, there's something in Korea. It's a good culture. I love it. That's why their work ethics are super perfectly made, should I say? Like there's a curriculum, because they don't get into others' business. And that's why they just, put all their energy into what they're doing. That's why they're good at what they do. And it's super fast, speedy, whatever. But at the same time, as you said, we want some warmth. We want to meet new people, just be able to compliment somebody sometimes. Because in Korea, if you compliment somebody on the streets randomly, that's a taboo, basically. It's bad to do that. People look at you weirdly. Oh, is he a pervert? Is he weird?
Wow.
People will say like, you're hating on Korea too much. Nah, this is the culture. Like, when you go to Rome, you gotta follow the Romans. In Korea, that's how it is. That's how they live, and you gotta respect it. It's not bad, it's not good. I don't think it's just fit for me.
Yeah. It's just Korea. Like you said, anywhere you go, anywhere you're going on kind of vacation, even just on vacation or to live,
right?
Obviously, you're gonna have to adapt to the way people live and try and work with the society to mold yourself into it. So any criticism you say or anything that sounds like criticism isn't criticism, it's observation. There's obviously a clear line between that. But I guess from your perspective, it's quite a unique perspective because you're not a foreigner that like lived in somewhere for like 18, 20 years and then came to Korea to like teach or model or something. You've grown up in the society. So as someone who's lived here since you were a kid, do you feel like you're part of Korean society? Do you feel like you are Korean?
Well, what I feel and what others perceive is different. Me, myself, I do not count myself a Korean. Number one, I'm a Muslim. Korean culture is based on, going out, eating like Korean barbecue, usually pork, and drinking that we cannot do, unfortunately, here. So that's like the biggest thing that I cannot do to feel like I'm one of them. Because I'm a university student, right? Every time we have a party, something, they go to 술jip, like, a place you can drink and eat. And I'm just sitting there like, hi guys, I can't eat none. So I always eat like rice with kimchi. So that's the number one. Number two, but they're super nice. They try like, to find something I can eat. They always like try to get something else that I can like enjoy with them. And they never let me feel left out, but still, number one. Number two, my appearance. Like people, when they come up to me, when I go to people like for like a solid or I want to ask them for something, they're like, hello. They're so cute. They're like, no English. I'm like, I know how to speak now, my man. So this roots back to their history too, because I learned their history. They have always been people that avoid foreigners, even in the past, because they have gotten nothing good from foreigners. European ships attacked them, Japanese always attacked them, Chinese people always attacked them. They were like, a peninsula always under attack from foreigners. So they kind of got used to, just hanging out with their own people and trying to keep a distance from foreigners. So those kind of vibes, should I say, you can feel it. When you're a foreigner in a group, they usually tend to not try to talk to you as much as possible. But then there's something else, chong. They call it chong, like getting used to somebody. I don't know how to say it in English. Like, so you get used to somebody and you respect them so much, you will do anything for them. They have something like this, chong. And when you get close to them, they will be the best of friends. They will do anything for you. But before that, they're cold as hell.
I think it makes sense though, like you said, with the history, that's a very good way to look at it. I think there are these like historical and cultural lenses that we can look at things through, which affect the society and the way people think as a collective. And it's not necessarily conscious thinking, it's just rooted in what's happened to them before, so
exactly.
It makes perfect sense.
How about you? Now I want to question you. You've been here for 8 months, right? How much can you speak Korean?
Enough to get by, I'd say. Like if I can interact with other people,
right.
I can't hold conversations type of Korean,
So when you use their language, are they surprised or are they like, okay, and change to English?
Straight away English.
Right?
They don't even reply in Korean, it's a reply in English. And I've had some other people have this similar thing where it's like, I feel like, let's say I'm on holiday in like Spain, okay, because it's quite close to the UK. If I go there and I try and speak in Spanish, they will reply in Spanish because they respect that you're trying, and they try to like, okay, he's trying, let's see what he's got. Here, maybe it's to try and make you feel more comfortable. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe there's other reasons behind it. But what do you think the reason is behind it?
That's why I asked you the question, because it's a really important point too. as I said, they do not want to get into anybody's business. So they want to finish it fast, you know, whatever works. Okay, throw my English at them. Number one. Number two, they also want to practice English, to be honest, most of them. But the main point is, yeah, being comfortable, you know, just letting you slide and go, do your thing. But the most important one is, as I said, they don't want to mix around with you. So when you speak Korean and they reply in Korean, now, as you say, they're respecting, like, you know, what you're trying to do. And that means now you're getting super close. And they're so awkward with that. They, you know, as I said, they don't want to get close to foreigners at the start because they don't just, you know, what should I say? They're just not comfortable with it, should I say.
I think also the fact that they get so many tourists here probably plays a big, massive part in that. Like, it's hard for them to know who's here as like living here and who's here only living here temporarily, who's here as a tourist. Because like, you know, people are here as teachers, models all the time, people come and go.
Good point.
So I think for them, it's hard for them to know, like, okay, is this someone that I should try to speak to in Korean, or should I try my best to accommodate them to my country?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. But what I hear from Korean friends, yeah, they just, you know, want to get out of that situation ASAP. Okay. That's what I've heard. But that's actually a really good point because, yeah, many people come here and there's too many foreigners here, to be honest. I'm like, damn, these foreigners, this is my country, you know? They take too much space.
I've seen like reels like that where it's like foreigners when they see foreigners in Korea. And they're just cussing each other out.
Get the hell out of my, this literally. My street.
That's funny. So obviously as you've grown up here, I imagine you have a lot of Korean friends.
Yeah, it was
a good amount?
I tend to avoid people. I don't have many friends. Like acquaintance, yeah, for sure, I have a lot, but yeah.
Let's even take it back a step further. How was it in high school? Like, were you the only foreigner in your high school? Were you like in an environment with other foreigners? Like, what was it like being a foreigner in a Korean high school?
Let's start from elementary school. That's better. In my elementary school, it's in Shindang. It's called Gwanggicho. It had like a foreigner center for foreigners to learn Korean. So like a third of the school was like basically foreigners.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Were you outcasted in by your classmates, or were you very much involved?
Yeah, I'm the bad case. Like this is really sad. Like I don't talk about it much too because it's kind of uncomfortable and people hate on me too much for that. But it's the truth. First when I came to Korea, I was attending Iranian embassy school. Okay. So for a year and a half, I didn't learn Korean properly. I was learning English to learn Korean.
Makes sense.
So then my dad was like, nah, this little boy, he needs to learn Korean and stuff. He's staying here. Yeah, we're not going back. So I was like, okay. So yeah, he sent me to Korean elementary school. I was a fourth grader, but because it was the second semester, I had to go a grade down. But Korean age, I'm on track. Okay. I didn't lose no time. Okay. Going to school, it was super tough. They had the foreigner classes, yeah. I would go there, learn my thing, get back to class for like the PM classes, like because Korean school, even elementary school, finishes at like 1, 2, or 3 p.m. Okay. From elementary school, they're crazy about studying. Okay. Not my thing. So I didn't even like get to talk to the Korean kids much when I first went to elementary school for my third year. But after my fourth year, now I could speak a little bit of Korean. And so yeah, I went to the normal classes and it was awful. They didn't talk to me. They would just, you know, see me as an invisible person, should I say. My seat was empty basically to them. But when I tried to interact, they would be super rude most of the time. Some of them were trying to be nice, especially the ones that could speak English. But mostly, yeah, they would just, you know, hate on me. They would say, you look brown, because Koreans don't like brown skins. It's just their thing. It's also cultural. I don't want to be rude, but, you know, preference. Yeah, so they were like, oh, you smell like, you know, curry, because they love curry. They were like, oh, you smell like curry. And like my kind of clothing, I wore like a Middle Eastern kid. They wear the classy, you know, Ivy League looks even in elementary school. So yeah, they made fun of what I wear. They made fun of my smell, my looks. They even touched my hair because, you know, I have like curly hair too, like yours. It's like half curly. When I started like trying to interact and I learned a little bit of Korean and wanted to like talk to them, they beat me up. I got beat up nearly every day by the bullies.
Really? Like physically?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the teachers didn't do nothing. One thing, it's super funny. My teacher was like, "Oh, you smell like curry." It's okay. I was like, "Damn, you're rude."
You too.
Yeah, you gotta be defending me. I know I smell different because of the food we eat,
course,
right?
Naturally.
But that damn girl,
yeah, the teacher too.
Killing me. It was awful. She was like, "It's okay though." Funny, but no, she was a sweet lady. But yeah, and especially why they beat me up. I went to elementary school with my sister. I have two sisters. One of them is 2 years older than me.
Okay.
So she was a 5th grader. I was a 3rd grader. She went to 6th grade. Now she's the big, strong girl. She was like super big. Even right now, she's strong as hell.
Okay.
She would play like dodgeball, football with the kids, and the guys would lose to her. Even like arm wrestling.
Wow.
Different genes.
Mashallah.
Different genes. So yeah, and they would get pissed. And who could they beat up? That was me. So yeah, I was like beat up the whole time till 5th grade. I started fighting back,
Okay.
but it got worse. Like they just didn't want to hang out with me. So I hung out with my Nepali friends,
Okay.
and like there was this Uzbek girl. She was super sweet. She was born in Korea, like half mix.
Wow.
And yeah, because of those people, I could survive. Like I would just hang out with them. So unfortunately, till middle school, I didn't learn proper like speaking skills, should I say? Because I didn't have friends. I was always in the library. In middle school, I started playing basketball with the kids, and I was still like Koreans call it jinta, like the kid that gets bullied the most. And everybody like made fun of me and stuff. That's why like my self-confidence was zero. So I started working out. Getting big. Right now, it's all gone.
Mashallah. Looking good.
And yeah, because of basketball, I got a bit of friends. I started like talking Korean actually. And when I got to high school, now the first year still I was learning how to like interact with people because I hadn't learned it properly. I only had online friends and my foreigner friends. The first year I was actually like an outcast a little bit, just studying hard, trying to fit in. But after the second year, it was the opposite. I was the bully. I was the big boy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was hanging out with the bullies. I didn't bully much. Yeah, you didn't see that. And yeah, I was like the most studious. I was top student. I was trying my best. It was the best time of my life. High school was the best. Then I got accepted into Samsung, the company. Yeah, and I was working there as a what do you call it? A manager, should I say? I had like. I went there with my friends and we were supposedly having like hundreds of people working under us. They, as I said, I'm going back to my words, they outcast you and don't want to talk to you as long as you're not connected to them in a way. If you're working with them and you have been nice and you speak their language, they do everything for you. They're super nice. But if you're like a burden to them, they just don't want to have you there.
That's very interesting. It's like a sad reality, I suppose, but it sounds like you need to make a lot of value, provide a lot of value, and become like valuable to them. Like you need to provide some sort of service or benefit to be in like the friend groups. And I guess, like you said, sports, that's a massive way to integrate. I found like that's the best way I integrated as soon as I got here. I found a football team within like 2 weeks. Straight away I started making Korean friends. Like when they see that you have a talent like that, like in sports or something, it's an easy way to integrate anywhere you are in the world. Like even because it goes beyond language, right?
Right, exactly.
You don't actually need to speak to play sports.
They're geeks for sports though, right? They love it.
Ooh, just straight away, bro. You do one step over on the pitch, yeah, they're like, Neymar?
No.
Neymar?
I love them.
Yeah.
For sure, sports, yeah, definitely. Like Itaewon is the biggest foreign center in Korea, I should say. Like every foreigner definitely goes there once in their lifetime if they come to Korea. There are 2 big pitches for futsal and football, and you can see foreigners and Koreans just loving it, loving the game, just enjoying their time. They don't even speak to each other much. They can't, like they only say pass, as Koreans say. Yeah, that's it. So that's actually a really good point that I haven't thought about. Sports, like hobbies, they connect people. Even in Korea, that is like more of a cold country, like less. What should I say? Open. Yeah, I have never thought about that. Yeah, they're super nice while doing something. Right?
Honestly, like I think for me, like I said, sports has been the best way for me to make friends anywhere I've gone. And like whenever anyone asks me, like how can I make friends? How can I meet people? I'm like, can you play any sports? Like even if you can like barely play like table tennis. If you go to the club and they see you trying, they're gonna like want to play with you and hang out with you, and it's like an easy way to like it transcends language. Like I said, sports transcends language, and it's a beautiful way to connect. But yeah, that's a cool, very interesting story, like about the high school and how that developed and how you changed and you adapted naturally. And I guess after high school, then what's next in the story? Like what was your next step? Did you stay at Samsung or?
So yeah, I worked in Samsung for like half a year.
Okay.
But both my parents are professors, and my older sister, she became a scientist too.
Mashallah.
My younger sister, she was in like one of the Korea's top universities in Hanyang University. So they were like, boy, you ain't gonna be the black sheep of the family. So I was like, okay. So I signed up for universities, and there was one close to my house,
Okay.
Kungmin University, and my dad actually graduated there with another doctorate. He's a crazy man. Speaks 13 languages.
Wow.
He never stopped studying. That's what I love about him, and I want to follow his footsteps.
Inshallah.
He's my role model, and he's the best Muslim you could find out there. He's like I don't want to say a Quran thumper, but he's so like deep in it that anything that happens, it doesn't shake him. And I think it's because of that even though I lived in Korea for so long, I didn't give up my religion. Even though I had so many chances to drink with my friends and, hide it from my parents, eat pork, just enjoy the vibes. As I said, that's like the main stepping stone of becoming a real Korean. You have to enjoy their food and their drinks with them. You have to be drunk with them. I didn't choose that because when I look at my dad, I'm like, damn. He chose his beliefs over the joys of this world, and he's living the best life. He's enjoying his life, and he, brought me up to become a good man, honest man, and as a Muslim, I think that was a big stepping stone. So when he told me start working, go to university, I was like, yes, my dad, I will do whatever you say. Yeah. So in high school, it was a technical high school, Meister, as they call it in Europe, right?
Yeah.
So I was a mechanical engineering major. So for university, I went to the same major.
Okay.
And I started studying, but there was this hip hop club. The leader was in my class. We just kind of clicked. He spoke English well. He was a super funny guy. So he said, hey, come see my show. I'm doing a busking show in the middle of the the playground in our university, our like basketball ground. I was like, sure. I watched that thing. He was thinking about like politics and then politicians and just Korean memes basically.
Wow,
I was like, damn, this dude, he's fun. And yeah, I joined the club. It's called G Chord. It's a black music based club.
Okay.
So yeah, we are more into like boom bap, trap, and like we also do reggae.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's how I started like my music career.
Yeah, because now you transitioned away from mechanical. You're still at university, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So you're still going through the degree, but the side hustle. Everyone needs a side hustle. Everyone needs like a passion project on the side. That's one thing I tell all my friends. Like whenever they're like, oh, I'm bored, I'm lost. Like, bro, get a passion, get a side hustle. You need something always ticking in the background, to keep you motivated and excited for the next day, So it sounds like for you, that's obviously your music. So
we got Socrates over here. He's throwing ideas there. I like the way you talk, man.
Yeah.
That's why I actually wanted to, meet up and make some content with you and like get to know you, because when I look at your content, the way you talk about everything, it's enthusiastic, positive, and you always try to get the best out of everything. I love the energy. Right now you're doing that too. You're even giving me ideas. I've been here 14 years, you've been here 8 months. I'm learning stuff from you.
I appreciate it, man. That's my job, I suppose. I like to speak to people because I learn whilst I'm having conversations, and it inspires me to do other things. So I'm glad that you feel the same way.
No, you are actually an influencer. I'm just a joke, basically, from what I see. Because I love my goal in life.
Okay.
Just to see everybody happy, make them laugh. That's why I'm not trying to become a rapper. I'm an MC for the university. I do like content for the university. I do shows. I've been doing theater. I did theater when I was 8 till 12. Wow. Then I started shooting movies and Netflix from like high school, second grade. Okay. And I even shot a movie for a movie festival from Chungang University. That's like the Korean movie university. Okay. Like, should I say, their major is like the best. So I've been doing this thing for a long time. I've been trying to entertain people. And as a person that is sure about what they're doing and has been doing it for a long time, I respect this kind of like, what should I say, mindset that you have, trying to be an influencer properly, giving people good ideas, being positive. That's amazing. And, this guy, full respect.
Yeah, I love speaking to creatives because the way that a creative's mind works is like, it never stops. Do you find like your mind is constantly going?
I babble too much.
Not even like that. I'm saying like, You know what it is? Like you're speaking, and as you're speaking, you're thinking of like 1,000 other things to say, and you're trying to say them all at once. Like it happens to me,
sure.
and it's hard to center your thoughts. So I guess my question to you is like, how do you find one line, one path to follow when you're doing seemingly so many things?
I'm a freestyle rapper. Okay. That's how I got famous. So yeah, I always have a lot of things that I want to say in my mind. And I always have a lot of things I want to do. I've done a lot of things, I want to keep doing more. And I still haven't found something, a niche, should I say, that I will follow and do. And I think it's better to be a jack of all trades than to be concentrated on one thing in this era, should I say. Yeah, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you needed to have one good skill. But right now, because of ChatGPT, because of, all this technology, when you have one skill, you're basically near useless, especially in Korea. You have to have many skills if you want to get accepted somewhere.
Okay.
So I learned videography. I shoot all my videos. I edit them myself. I've made movies for movie festivals. I've acted, like even for the university, for the orientation video. It's like a small short film. I made it for the university.
Wow.
I directed it. I shot it with my friend, and I played as an actor, and I did all the editing with him. Being able to do that, that's how I got the gig for the university. They were like, we gotta call a company, blah, blah. I was like, shh, give me a little bit of money, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, that's so impressive though. Like, as you say, being a jack of all trades, it sets you apart from others. Because I feel like before, like you said, even when you look at university before, and this is one thing I always go on about, it's like, uni in the UK, like you used to get guaranteed a job afterwards. Like, you'd be like, okay, because I studied law at university.
Oh, damn.
So it's like, if you went to study law, you'd be like basically guaranteed to get onto a graduate scheme. If you do the graduate scheme, you then qualify as a lawyer. You're then making like 50, 60 bands like a year. Like it's a comfy route and it's laid out for you. But now, because everyone and their uncle goes to university, you don't stand out anymore, you know? You need to have something about you that like separates you from the crowd. And that's, like you said, all these side hustles, the skills you're learning, transferable skills, the videography, the acting, the directing, like those skills will transfer into anything you do.
And actually, there's a recommendation I give you. While you're staying in Korea, instead of concentrating more on learning the language, if you're not going to stay here for long, I don't know how much you want to stay here for.
I go with the flow. I feel like that's like the Arab side of me. I'm still very nomadic in nature, constantly on the move, man. Like I've got my bag on my back with my camel, I'm going.
But yeah, if you're going to stay here for a long time, it's good to learn the language. But if you're not going to stay here for a long time, I think you should get used to the culture and how to act. You know, you need two skills if you want to stay in Korea. Okay? You just bend your back, you smile, no one is going to say nothing to you. You need to learn the culture, and I think that's what was the difference. When I was in elementary school, zero shits about the culture. I disrespected the culture in a lot of ways, and I understand why they were like super rude to me, especially they were kids too. Middle school, I still didn't get their culture fully, and like Koreans call it skinship.
Okay.
Maybe I'll talk about it later too. But skinship is like, you know, touching somebody, like how much you can touch somebody when you're talking, when you're a friend, when you're a best friend, girlfriend, whatever. So I'm a person that talks with my body. You see my hands moving. And when I feel close to somebody, like I grab their shoulder, you know, put my hand around them, you know, do fist bumps and whatever. Koreans didn't like that much. But I did it. And they disliked it. They felt like I'm a weirdo. And that's why they didn't want to hang out with me. When I got to high school, I got more Koreanated, should I say. So I respected the distance, I respected the energy. Like even if you give too much energy when you're talking to somebody, like, this guy's kind of weird, I don't want to hang out with him. Something's off. So yeah, but I do recommend learn their culture first. Language, you can always learn it, but the culture, the sooner you learn it, the easier you can get around.
And you can get by.
Bingo.
Yeah, because like depending, like most people that come here, you never know whether it's a tourist or anyone who's watching. I don't know what their plans are, but especially Korea or anywhere you go, really, the best thing to learn, like you say, is culture, because you can blend in.
Bingo.
You don't even need to speak, because like sometimes when I first got here, because I'm big on culture as well, obviously being of so many different cultures, and all my friends growing up were from everywhere. So I'm quick to pick up like little things in the culture. So I was like, my whole character, I suppose, when I was out in public, was I'm just going to pretend I'm an introverted Korean. I can just say hello and thank you. I don't need to know anything else. I just to be shy when I'm leaving, bro. That was my role until I learned more language. And like you said, if you know the culture, you can blend in like that. I guess when you're living here a long time, it's not really an option. You have to like really get into the society. And it sounds like you found your tribe, you found your people at university, which is great.
For sure. I do not hang out with my major people. Especially because this is a bad thing about Korean educational system. It's awful. That's why the suicide rates are always high in Japan and Korea, because they're like super hardworking people. Their work ethics, their studying patterns, awful. If you give a European guy or like a Middle Eastern guy that kind of like, you know, program, they're gonna go hide in a cave or something, no joke. So like my major people, they get to university 9 a.m., go to the library, first class, okay, second class, okay, third class, okay. Then all their classes are done, they go back to the library, study, then go home. That's their whole life cycle. And in high school, they finish high school, they go to academy. Middle school, academy. Elementary school, academy. Nowadays, even kindergarten kids are getting academy. I'm like, damn. The reason maybe many foreigners cannot communicate with Koreans is because their lives are on schedule, and that's why they're busy and try not to interact with you because they want to get by, as you said, busy people. And the second one is they don't have a sense of creativity. Bad thing about Korea, this is the one that I'm saying bad. They're super fast and good at working and doing what they're told, but they're not creative people. That's why so many of the content creators in Korea are actually foreigners that speak Korean, not Koreans themselves, because there are not many creative people. It's based on society. But when you're talking about hip hop, now it's something that you need to be creative. But because you're creative, even as a Korean, you're an outcast. So most of the people that are in my club, they're outcasts. They do not talk to anybody else. They only live in the club room, basically. All of the friends from university just in the club. So yeah, I found my people there because they were different, and I'm different.
I do think, like, on what you were saying, Korea seems to be a very like, how do I say this, like a cliquey place. So like once you find your clique or your niche, that's kind of who you are as a person. And I feel like even when you see how they work over here, your friend group are the people you work with, they're the people you hang out with after work, before work, at work. Like whenever you move anywhere or you're doing anything, it sounds like you just kind of stick with
the group, yes.
One group. And it doesn't really change, and that's kind of your whole personality. And that's a good thing in terms of like efficiency and stuff like that, and that's why they work so hard and they're so productive and good at
amazing
what they
country.
do. Amazing. Honestly, it's amazing like how fast they've grown in the last few decades.
Definitely.
Like you said, it's about being able to express yourself and find your creativity within that. It might be kind of hard. But I guess that's like that's what you said, is about finding groups, finding your own people, and then you can make things happen.
Even in clothing. I was taking line number 9. I was like, ugh, like, you know, being crushed, you know, line number 9 at this time. But I was looking at the people and their clothing. Everybody had black, like, you know, jackets on. I was like, damn, put some color in there. They just try not to stand out because it's kind of weird, should I say. Like, they look differently at people that, you know, try to show off a little bit, try to be different a little bit. But at the same time, that's what keeps their society so compact and well made. Because everybody follows a line. They do not cross it. Everything's fine. That's why, you know, diversity, actually, that's a good thing about Korea. There's so much diversity here, but why don't they have the same problems we have in other countries that are very diverse? Because they stick to each other. They don't hang out with the foreigners that much, and that's why there's not many fights. The black people that come in Korea, they hang out with the black people because that's the only thing they can do. Even Irani guys, you don't hang out, but yeah, we're more open people. Persians, we're crazy. We do anything. But yeah, like each ethnical group hangs out with their own people in Korea. And that's what makes it so there's not many troubles. Like you don't hear big fights or anything like that in Korea with foreigner groups. Yeah, in some clubs, foreigners are not allowed to go, but that has its own story that I don't want to get into. It's not a good pass. But yeah, foreigners messed up a little in those parts. But other parts, you know, everybody just hangs out with their own groups, and that makes it so nobody fights anybody else, and everybody just lives in harmony, basically, doing their own thing.
It's like everyone is like just seamlessly going by each other. You know, everyone's doing their own thing. They don't interact unless they have to. And like you said, it makes less fights.
That's what I love about Korea.
Yeah.
Like in America or in Europe, there are many like diversity groups that are not like getting along that much, but you never see it in Korea. And that's what I really love about this country. It's like different colors, different like cultures, but all of them are in the same place with no trouble. Is that
and
possible?
There's no outward racism either. Everything, even if you have a thought, you keep it to yourself. That's a great part of it as well. I mean, leading from that, one thing I wanted to ask about, I guess, is how does, I guess, the legal system treat foreigners here? Because there's been different things online, obviously, about how like foreigners come here and like they don't understand things. Like, I think people online sometimes are too, like they exaggerate a lot about how bad things can be or how like the issues arise. Are like as living here in your experience and like having your Korean friends, your foreigner friends, does the law treat everyone fairly?
Well, about this point, it's actually kind of sad. No. I have also gotten into trouble, and a few of my foreign friends. It's always more one-sided, should I say, because it's their people. I understand that part. Police, they kind of like, you know, can't be asked to help Korean. I know foreigners, you know, it has its points, and like there are reasons for it. Foreigners do not follow the culture, as I said, and that's why they are forced to, you know, treat us differently. Like subway, you can just, you know, it's not that much. It's just 1,500 won. You know, you put the card down, you go take your trip. No, foreigners don't do it. And when they are fined 30 times more, Koreans are so bad. No, bro, you broke the law. Number one. Number two, and I do recommend people not do that because yeah, it's, you know, wrong, and you get like to pay a lot of, you know, money for it. But at the same time, you're disrespecting the whole country by doing this. This is not anywhere else. This is goddamn Korea. Everything is followed by law. The second one is like foreigners. This was a problem with the clubs.
Okay.
They go there. They think because it's a club now they can do anything. No, it's a club in Korea. Still, there's gonna be laws and people. Yeah, outside they're like super like tight and don't want to talk to you. But even in the club, there's some people that just want to enjoy the mood and the music. They're not there to like, you know, get to know everybody. But foreigners are like come on, let's go hang out. Yeah, maybe in foreign countries, I haven't been to like foreign clubs or anything, so I don't know the vibes. But in Korean clubs, some people just go to hang out with their own friend group. And foreigners, you know, they try too hard to like, you know, get to know them. And that's what, you know, that problem was like made. And some clubs don't even let foreigners in. And the third one is skinship, as I said. Too many like people, you know, try to touch and high five or hug people that are not that close. Koreans don't like that. And because of these three things, they're major, they're not small things. For us, it may be like, oh, well, you know, different by person. No, in Korea, they hate it. And because of that, the law enforcement and also the people themselves, they started treating foreigners differently. They were like, okay, they have a different mindset. You're gonna put it like, we're gonna make it harder for them.
It seems justifiable. It seems like it's based on some level of logic.
To
But
a
at the
level.
same time, I don't know. I feel like, because there's been times for me, like some of my friends, they told me like they can't get into a club or stuff like that. And I'm like, I hear it because maybe they don't want like just tourists coming in. But I think it should be different depending if you live here, you know, because you're not really a foreigner then. That's one thing that I've always respected about the UK, is that you could be from anywhere in the world, but you're British at the end of the day. In Korea, it seems like no matter where you're from or how long you've lived here, you're never Korean unless you're fully Korean, ethnically.
People compare Japan and Korea in those senses. They're like, yeah, Japan's a more open country, more like good for like creativity and whatever. They don't block you. No, actually, it's worse. Like Korea, they're a very diverse country. As I said, so many ethnic groups live here. Yeah, as I said, the law may be a little bit different for foreigners, but it's better than Japan. It's way better than Japan. I have so many friends that went to work in Japan, live in Japan. Oh, that place is tough. Really? Yeah, it's more clean than Korea. They're more like mannered. But no, when you're a foreigner in Japan, you're a foreigner. Forever. You can speak super good Japanese, whatever. If you look different, you're different. Even if you look similar and they find out you're a foreigner, you're a foreigner. In Korea, there are a lot of times that they forget that I'm a foreigner. Okay. They're like, oh shit, I forgot you're a foreigner. Damn, I'm sorry, bro. I was like, nah. And in that sense, I gotta say, yeah, the law is not that bad. Because in Japan, from what I've heard from my friends and stuff, it's way worse. So it's an okay country, to be honest. It's not that bad.
I mean, it really sounds like you found your home here. And that's what this is all about. It's about like finding home wherever you can go. No?
No!
It sounds like...
Run away!
It sounds like it's been your home for a while.
It has been.
What does the future look like?
This country is amazing. Great productivity, many chances. It's an open country for entrepreneurs, actors, whatever you want to do. You can do anything here as long as you have enough money for it. And that's good because so many places, even if you have enough money, you can't do them. But as I said, I'm an entertainer. I am ENFP with the Korean MBTI system, as you know. I need people. And living in Korea, that's the tough part. When I'm on the street, I want to compliment somebody, but I'm like, oh, damn, you can't. That's rude. When I go to somewhere new, I want to get to know everybody, you know, get their Instagram. Doesn't matter who they are. I'm just happy. But they don't find that nice. And those small points, they're always like, you know, tough on me. I'm like, come on, like, you know, it's not that bad, but because of that little thing, I'm not sure if I want to live here forever. But still, I think of it as my second country, my second home. But I'm not one of them, that's for sure.
It's powerful. It's powerful. But I think that's the beauty of life and the beauty of the world we live in today. Like, it goes back to this thing where the world is so interconnected today. There's so many possibilities. You can do anything anywhere. And because we're like chronically online, we basically are everywhere at once. So you can really go anywhere and do anything, inshallah.
Inshallah. Because this is the last thing I want to say. I'm a rapper, this, you know, raps in Korean, English, and Persian, right? Famous rappers in Korea, they did shout outs, they like commented on my post, you know, saying, you got this, bro, you're doing good. I went on the Show Me the Money. It's not out yet, but it's gonna be out on January, I think. And everybody was so happy to see me there. So the point is, they're not trying to stop you from doing anything. As long as you have, you put in the work and you have the energy for it and you're doing your best, everybody actually shouts, yo, you got this, from the back. This is a country that, you know, if you're hardworking, everybody supports you. If you're lazy, nobody supports you, that's for sure. And if you're thinking about coming to Korea, I do recommend you learn some manners. No, for real though. You need to be calm over here. Don't look at me, I'm crazy.
Yeah, no, that's good advice for sure. I think learn the culture and then see it as what it is. It's a journey. It could be a stepping stone, it could be the place you stay. That's how you should look at every opportunity, you know?
Sure.
It's a learning curve. It's a chance to do something different and find yourself, find your home. The way we end it here is with a little bit of advice. General advice, not necessarily career-specific advice, for people that are out there who are feeling lost or trying to find their purpose or their home in life. What could you say to them?
Well, I have performed in front of 10,000 people or more many times. I have worked in the best country in the world, one of the best company, one of the best companies in the world, Samsung. I have been on Netflix. I've done this, that. I've done so much in life in such a young age, but I never treated people differently or acted like I am the best man out there because of this. And what I want to say is modesty. Always be modest. I met so many famous people that were not modest, and when I met them and talked to them, I started disliking them. I was like, damn, I hope I didn't get a chance to meet them, because it was sad to look at them being so, like, you know, into themselves. But there were also people that were super modest that I didn't even know were famous until I asked them their name and, you know, their Instagram. This guy had like 3 million followers and he was being so modest and, like, you know, humble. So yeah, just be modest and humble. And if you live like that, any country, not just Korea, you will get around pretty well. Be humble.
Be humble.
Especially because there's one up there that will make you humble.
Mashallah.
For sure.
Well said. Well said. Well, thank you very much for being here today. I think the viewers are going to learn a lot about Korea and about just generally, like, how to get by and stay true to yourself, you know? Always come back to your core, to your center, to your Islam, or to your humility, even just as simple as that. But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching today's episode of Finding Home. Make sure to check out Mohammed's links. They'll be up on the screen to his Instagram. Check him out. Go say hi. He's a very friendly guy. More content coming soon. Thank you guys for watching and stay blessed.
Man, that was great. I'm sorry I talked too much though.
That's the whole point of it. Thank you so much.